Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to this regular edition of the Cricket Happening show, but as you all know, Saturday is always a late Cricket Happening show with your host Ram, since due to my office duties. Well, let's not waste any time. Well, today was a sensational day as far as the match between India and England were concerned, because when this was this was absolutely unexpected, and the unexpected happened today at Manchester and Old Trafford. 2 days to go, and England have already wrapped up this particular Test match. A splendid spell of spin bowling from Moeen Ali, and you know what was very humiliating for India is with Stuart Broad hit on the nose by Varun Arun bouncer not bowling. James Anderson half fit, sick, but still took 2 wickets, I suppose. But Moeen Ali is someone who is having, it is really surprising according to me that India were actually losing the wickets to Moeen Ali, the left-arm spinner, the spinner. Let me tell you, the Moeen Ali, the off spinner, they have been losing their wickets to him, unfortunately. And as I said, it was totally unexpected. India suffered a humiliating innings defeat by 54 runs at the hands of England on the third day. As I said, 2 days to go, and the Indian approach was something which one couldn't really fathom, like what really was happening. They knew that rain is something which is going to be playing a big role, because there was a heavy forecast for rain tomorrow with a storm moving around. So it was only essential for India to put their heads down and see off the day, and instead India started playing rank bad strokes, and giving the wickets to the spinner Moeen Ali was something that has to be really looked at in a very negative manner. And I'm sure, and now what it has done is that England not only humiliated India in this third test, in the fourth domestic test match at Manchester and Old Trafford, they've also taken a 2-1 lead with only one to go, which will be played at the Oval on Friday. Well, so I'll be coming to that, and then today there are 3 test matches which are happening, so I have to cover each and everything. So, but as you know, it's a late cricket happening, so probably it won't be something that I will be going ball to ball. But well, that is as far as the 4th domestic test match is concerned. So I wanted to start off with that very amazing news and unexpected news that India were humiliated in the on the third day itself at Manchester and Old Trafford by an innings and 54 runs by England, and England has to be commended for putting up such a display. Well, the other match that happened today was the 4 days play in the first test match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka in goal. And let me tell you what really happened. Sri Lanka, well, they went on to take a lead of 82 runs over Pakistan's 451 by declaring the innings closed at 533 for 9 wickets declared, and one man really stood out, and that was Kumar Sangkarra, who carried on in an absolutely manly fashion yesterday. As you remember, he was unbeaten on a century, and today he stretched that to a double century and really getting on to some wonderful records. And Kumar Sangkarra will definitely go on as one of the great batsmen who has been playing cricket for so long for Sri Lanka. And Sangkarra, his contribution was 221 runs with 24 boundaries. Such was his application, dedication, determination, and that was what enabled Sri Lanka to declare the innings closed and take a 82-run lead over Pakistan. Now Kumar Sangkarra, just talking about the double century, first let me talk about the 150. Now 150 in the annals of Test cricket, there has been Donald Bradman, the Sir Donald Bradman, the former, the late Sir Donald Bradman, I would say, was the one who was holding the record for the most number of 150s in Test match cricket, and today Kumar Sangkarra equaled that particular record. He has equaled the record of Sir Donald Bradman for having the maximum number of 50s in Test cricket, and that is number 18. That was while he reached 150, he equaled Don Bradman's wonderful record of 18 150s, and when he reached his double century, what he did, he has now, he's only, I think he has got a double century. Now this double century is just two, I think is just 2 centuries away, in the sense 2 more double centuries, and I think he will be holding the proud record. But really my stats probably are not pretty perfect right now, but I know for a fact that he has actually equaled the highest number of 150s in Test cricket, which was held by Sir Donald Bradman. And also I'm just trying to get on to that record and see what really Sangkarra actually did. Well, I can come back to that later, as and when I get I can definitely tell you about that. But Kumar Sangkarra, while doing his double century, has also gone on to another record. In fact, this was his 10th double century, and I have a feeling that he's just too short, 2 more double centuries, and he would be the person who would get his name etched into the record books as a person who has scored the most number of double centuries in Test cricket. And well, I definitely want that to happen before Kumar Sangkarra retires, and based on his current form and in the way that he plays, well, he truly deserves that honor. So that is Sri Lanka 533. So it was all built upon Kumar Sangkarra, and I'll come back to that with Pakistan finishing the day at 4 for 1 on the 4th day. Well, and there was one more test match that happened today, and that was a test match which was happening between Zimbabwe and South Africa. This was the solitary test match which was played today at the Harare Sports Club here in Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe were the ones who actually won the toss and elected to bat. And Zimbabwe, I thought they put up a very good show, because considering that the South African pace attack was at full tilt with Dale Steyn, Vernon Philander, Moeen Ali all into the attack, and also the test debutant Dan Peat. I mean, it was something which was a very bold step taken by, I thought, by the South African captain Hashim Amla to induct Dan Peat, who is a right-arm off-spinner, and he was making his test debut. And let me tell you, he was someone who really was very impressive on his first ball here. In fact, he got the distinction of getting a wicket of his very first ball in international cricket, and that could bring great joy and more motivation. Not only that, it definitely helped them, as he finished with 4 wickets for 90 runs. And let us credit the Zimbabwe team. As I said, it was a full tilt South African pace attack, Dale Steyn, Philander and Morkel, and Zimbabwe, I thought they put up a good show considering the fact that they were playing a full-fledged South African side here to raise 248 for 9 at close of play. And not only that, even after the batsmen played, the tail-enders, 2 debutants at the crease. I think 2 debutants. Yes, there are 2 debutants at the crease by the name the seam bowler Tripano and John Nimbu, the right-arm off-spinner, and both of them one has to really commend on their first test match. They have gone on, and look at Tripano. Tripano was not out on 9 and just consumed 67 balls, and Nimbu was not out on naught after facing 20 deliveries. So such was the determination from the Zimbabwean side, and that was there for all to see. And Zimbabwe finishing at 248 for 9 at close of play on the first day of this first test match, of the solitary test match against South Africa. Well, but again, as I said, this was all a summary that I was giving you. But now we are getting on to the matches, and I said the concentration would be more on the match between England and India, and especially on the Indian route, in the sense especially on the Indian demise today, I would say. As far as England were concerned, England actually got that partnership going today between Joe Root and Joss Butler, and the partnership really did something good for England, because they joined at a score of 170 for 6 the previous day, and they stretched the total, and they were the ones who were responsible for England actually enjoying a very good lead of 215 runs, because they stretched it to 367, and the contribution and that partnership was looking pretty threatening, and and they had had 134 runs, but finally both the batsmen were very well settled. Joe Root and Josh Buttler, both of them really shifting gears pretty quickly, and finally there was some joy for the Indian Test debutant Pankaj Singh in the morning, as Pankaj Singh actually took the wickets. First he had the wicket of Joe Root when he angled the delivery down the leg side, and Joe Root was probably probably got a nick to it, and Dhoni behind the stumps took the catch, and Pankaj Singh was absolutely relieved, as he has been a pretty luckless bowler all through the first test match, and this was his second test match in his test career, and he definitely was absolutely, he didn't show any reaction, but at least he was just a very quiet smile from Pankaj Singh as he got his first international test wicket, as Joe Root was gone for 77 and 7/4, and then Josh Buttler was done in by a beautiful slower delivery which was slipped in by Pankaj Singh to Josh Buttler. Josh Buttler went for the drive, and Pujara took the catch, and he was gone for 70 with 10 boundaries. And Pankaj Singh finally, not only did he the good thing about Pankaj Singh was that he not only broke that stand, and he also dismissed both the well-settled batsmen, and that was what enabled England to be restricted to 367. After that, we saw some real hooking going on, as Varun Arun was bowling with lots of pace. He tried to bounce. He bowled two bouncers at Broad, and Broad replied with two sixes into the upper territory. But the third delivery was something where Broad was completely incapacitated, as a ball from, in fact he persisted with the bouncer, and this time Varun Arun, bowling the third bouncer, got the ball to really rise. Broad went for the hook, missed it, and the ball went through the helmet and hit Broad's nose, and Broad's nose was absolutely bleeding at the time, and then he required medical attention, and finally he couldn't do anything, as he had to retire hurt on 12 of 6 balls with 2 fours. James Anderson, the LBW, bowled Jadeja for 9. Chris Wokes was there at the end, not out on 26, and the England innings finished at 367 all out, thus England getting a 215 runs lead. The bowling figures: Bhuvneshwar Kumar 375, 213 for Pankaj Singh finally, 3 for 97 for Varun Arun, and 1 for Ravindra Jadeja. Let's have a look at the Indian innings. Now I'm going to give you the story of the Indian innings. As far as the story of the Indian innings goes, it all started with Murali Vijay and Gambhir. As I said, the English team was totally crippled. Stuart Broad couldn't bowl. James Anderson was sick, but still Alistair Cook handed over the ball to James Anderson, and James Anderson never disappointed, as Gautam Gambhir the other day was squared up, and today he was caught behind by Buttler. He was struggling, he was searching, and Gambhir was really searching, and his weakness outside the off stump yet again exposed, as Gambhir was gone. The first wicket to go caught Buttler, bowled Anderson for 18 with 3 boundaries, and then the first wicket to go was Murali Vijay. Now Murali Vijay played not a good stroke at all. He got a ball which came in from Wokes, and he was trapped LBW for 18 with 3 boundaries. Gambhir contributed 18 of 3 boundaries, and after that it was the turn of Cheteshwar Pujara to go, and Moeen Ali, the left arm spinner, was introduced into the attack at that particular time. And one never thought this would happen. The score 26 for 1, then it became 53 for 2, and then Pujara was gone, as Pujara was deceived by Moeen Ali, and Pujara probably was not happy with the decision, but he had to go. He was probably looking at the way Moeen Ali was actually turning the ball. There was turning bounce available. Probably one would have thought that probably Pujara could have got the benefit of doubt, but nothing like that happened, and Pujara was sent back to the pavilion, as Moeen Ali had him LBW for 17 with 2 boundaries. The score read 53 for 3, and after that Ajinkya Rahane played a very tame stroke, as he gave catching practice to the spinner Moeen Ali. He was gone. Cotton bowled Ali for 1. Indian score was 61 for 4 at that stage, and then the man who has been really struggling in this particular Investec Test series, and as you know, his wicket has always been taken by Anderson, and today also a similar thing happened, as Anderson this time got a ball which was an in-swinging delivery, and Virat Kohli was gone, caught by Bell of the bowling of Anderson for 7 with 1-4. And Virat Kohli, let me tell you, as I've been having an horror of a test series here, and Virat Kohli was gone for 7, and that meant India were into the dumps at 61 for 5. Jadeja and Dhoni at the crease. Well, Dhoni hit some good strokes, but as I said, Moeen Ali was really getting the wickets. The Indian batsmen were really throwing and giving away the wickets on a platter to Moeen Ali. Ravindra Jadeja, well, he was gone. He also tried to hit a delivery from Ali, and he perished out for 4 with 1 boundary. That was the only boundary that he hit of Anderson, and Jadeja was gone for 4. Ali was the bowler, and then Mahendra Singh Dhoni, probably trying to attack Moeen Ali, decided that the best thing to do was to go after the bowlers. Well, he did that, but well, he perished there as Dhoni tried to whip him away through the mid-wicket region, and Balance took the catch, and he was gone for 27 4-4s, and Indian innings was really crumbling. And barring Ravichandran Ashwin, who really showed a lot of fight and determination there to contribute an unbeaten 46 of 56 balls with 5 fours and 1 6. The tail couldn't whack for India. Bhuvneshwar Kumar was run out for 10 with 2 boundaries. Varun Arun, after that, Jordan completely cleaned up both the tail enders. Varun Arun for 9, caught behind for 9 with 2 boundaries, and Pankaj Singh heard the death rattle there, and that was it for India. India were all out for 161, and England had taken a 2-1 lead in the Investec Test Series, and not only that, they had humiliated India by an innings and 54 runs in this 4th Test match, thus definitely setting the stage for the final Test match at the Oval, where Indians would be under tremendous pressure. But not only that, they not only gave a humiliation innings and so, but also with 2 days to spare, they won the match. And especially considering the fact, as I said, if rain was forecast and there is going to be a storm, one could never understand the Indian approach as today. They could have just put their heads down. As I said, it was a lack of application, lack of dedication, and also throwing out the wickets to Moeen Ali. The spinner was already taken 19 wickets, and Moeen Ali would be so proud of it that against India he has gone on to 19 wickets. Well, let's have the bowling figures. The bowling figures: Moeen Ali, pick of the bowlers, 13 overs, 3 minutes, 39 runs and 4 wickets. Jordan finally had 265, getting the tail-enders wickets there. 1 for 37 for Chris Woakes, who started it all. And James Anderson, half-fit Anderson, a sick Anderson, getting 9 overs, 4 minutes, 2 for 18. And also once again getting the very prized wicket of Virat Kohli. And Virat Kohli has become the bunny for James Anderson in this series. And the man of the match went to Stuart Broad, who was injured. Well, from here, because right now I don't have much time, I just want to complete my YouTube broadcast, being a late night cricket show. So let's, as I said, Sri Lanka today made 533, the feature being Kumar Sangkarra, getting on to make 221 runs. As I said, he requires only, this was his 10th double century, I suppose. He requires only the 2 double centuries to really break all the records. But I'll talk to you about that later. And then Jayawardene was out for 59 today. Angelo Matthews once again showing what a cricketer he is by getting into a wonderful partnership with Sangkarra, and his individual score was 91 with 9 fours and 1 6. And then we saw Damika Prasad, but Vitanage, Dikwala and Pereira were dismissed cheaply for 5 respectively. And then Damika Prasad dealt some big blows to the spinners to contribute 31 of 35 balls with 2 fours and 2 sixes, and that's how the Sri Lankan score swelled to 533 for 9 declared. And Syed Ajmal had a 5-wicket haul. He picked up 5 wickets for 166 runs after bowling 59.1 overs. 2 wickets to Junaid Khan, 1 apiece to Mohammad Thala and Abdul Rahman. And Pakistan, towards the close of play on the 4th day, losing the wicket of Khurram Manzoor, who was gone to a delivery which turned from Rangana Herath, and Dikwala took the catch, and Khurram Manzoor is back to the pavilion. So Ahmed Shahzad was not out on 1 at close of play. Syed Ajmal was not out or not. He was the night watchman who was sent, and that is the match situation. And well, for tomorrow is the final day of this test match. Probably likely looking to be a draw, but Pakistan still have 78 runs to actually get into the lead. They are in 78 runs in areas. And as I said, as far as Zimbabwe were concerned, stumps on day one. Zimbabwe put up a good show. Just going through the scores, Masakadza made 45, looked very impressive. I would just like to talk about Dan Pitt, the new South African spinner, who bowled excellently. As I said, he got his first test wicket of the very first delivery that he bowled, and that was of Mark Vermeulen of Zimbabwe, who was making a comeback into international cricket after a span of 10 years. And this was a very good delivery from Pitt, where Vermeulen probably thought the ball would turn, but the ball didn't turn much, and he was in front of the stumps. He was gone. And Pitt also had Hamilton Masakadza with a peach of a delivery, which went on to knock his off stump. He was bowled by Pitt for 45 with 5 boundaries, but Brendan Taylor was the man who contributed the maximum runs today, making 93 with 8 fours. But talking about and Zimbabwe, other than that, 24 from Williams, 21 from Mutumbami, the wicketkeeper. But look at the pluck, look at the sort of determination that the Zimbabwe team has, because Tripano, who was making his debut, has weathered the likes of Dale Steyn, Vernon Philander and Morne Morkel. Well, Tripano, I understand that he definitely has a first-class century to his credit in Zimbabwean cricket in the domestic league, but Tripano, I thought, he really stuck it out there to occupy the crease and see off Zimbabwe on the first day with a score of 248 for 9, because he was not out on 9, and he having consumed 67 deliveries with 1 boundary, and giving him company was John Nimbu, the other right-arm off-spinner debutant, and he was not on a naught after facing 20 deliveries. The feature today being Dale Steyn getting 4 for 45, but the test debutant was very impressive on his first. He's a right-arm off-spinner, 4 for 90, and look at, as I said, they've dropped Imran Tahir and brought in this bloke Dan Pitt, and he has definitely impressed one and all. And let me tell you, he still has a lot of things. I mean, what one saw from Dan Pitt today, and a off spinner, is that he has a lot of drift. He was able to turn the ball, he was getting the ball to bounce, and I'm told there are 2 more. And not only that, I'm told that this particular bowler possesses all the weapons in his armory that an off spinner needs. One is a dusra, and then he also has the top spinner, and then I'm told he also has the carom ball. And carom ball is not something that he served today, but probably we are going to see that probably in Zimbabwe's second innings, or maybe tomorrow, one does not know. But Dan Pitt seems to be a complete package as far as the South African bowling is concerned, and I think Imran Tahir would have to fight for his place now, because Dan Pitt, the off spinner, is, as I said, he has all the weapons in his armory, and he has looked pretty impressive, and I really would like to commend Dan Pitt for his splendid bowling today. The 4 wickets apiece to Dale Steyn and the test debutant off spinner Dan Pitt, 4 wickets, and other than that, 1 wicket to Vernon Philander. Well, dear fan friends and subscribers, that really wraps up my Cricket Happening show for today. But as I said, that's a late Cricket Happening show, and I had to really wind this up. Hope you all enjoyed this Cricket Happening show of mine, and this is your host Ram, returning you back by concluding this show, but telling you that tomorrow I'll be back with all the other 2 matches, as the India versus England match has already ended, as you know, and I'll be back with the reports of both these matches. Well, until then, it's good night from host Ram Studios. Thank you.